Okay, so here for this one, we want to find the coefficient that's of x squared. So keep in mind, when they ask for a coefficient, our answer is only going to be a number. We're looking for the number that's in front of the x squared in the expansion x over 2 plus 2 over x to the 6th power. So keep in mind, we're looking for the guy that's got an x squared, but we're only going to give the coefficient as our answer. Now, the way I set this up is I'm going to do a combination. I know the 6 is going to be on the top. I know that this is going to be my first multiplication, and then this is going to be my second one. So I just fill it in, and now I got to come up with my numbers for the powers. And again, I use guess and check more than anything, because usually the numbers, there's only 6 numbers, so there's not many possibilities. And if you think about it, this kind of makes sense. You notice how one of the x's is going to be negative because it's -1. So basically what's going to happen is I'm going to subtract these 2 x's, and I need to get the number 2. So I need 2 numbers that add to get 6, because they have to add up to 6. But then when I subtract them, I have to get 2. 2 numbers that add to get to 6 and subtract to get to 2. Well, I think of the numbers 4 and 2, because 4 plus 2 equals 6, and 4 minus 2 equals 2. So when I try that, I put that here, 4 and 2. Well, I'm going to have x to the 4th, and I'm going to have x to the -2. Well, now I put the 2 at the bottom of the combination. I find the combination 6 choose 2 is 15. Now all I'm doing is raising to powers, and I'm going to get this. And keep in mind, when you raise to a fraction, to a power, you just raise the numerator and the denominator to that power. Anyway, I'm going to get 15 over 16 times 4. And then I'm going to get 60 over 16, and it's going to be x to the 2nd. But again, all I need is the coefficient, so that's going to be 15 over 4, or 3.75. Now, you can write that way. I like doing it that way. But you also could leave the fractions the way they are. And actually, in this case, it's almost kind of makes sense. If I do leave it this way, again, you'll notice I'm going to have an x in the numerator of my fraction, and I'm going to have an x in the denominator of my fraction. Well, when I divide monomials, I subtract the exponents. So once again, what's going to happen is I need 2 numbers that add up to 6, and then when I subtract them, I have to get 2. Well, we already know what those numbers are. They're 4 and 2. So again, visualizing it this way, if you think of the fractions and the subtracting the exponents, sometimes you can come up with the numbers easy that way. Anyway, we fill these in, and we're going to get the same thing. 6 choose 2 is still going to be 15. When I raise x over 2 to the 4th, it's going to be x to the 4th over 16, and then it's going to be 4 over x squared. And now all I got to do is multiply things together and combine like terms, and I guess reduce, simplify is what I'm looking for. So I get 60x to the 4th over 16x squared, which I'm going to reduce to 15 over 4, or 3.75. Now I want to take a second and look at that algebraic method that we talked about in class for finding the numbers. And if we go back up to the top here and get rid of those numbers, keep in mind we're doing the algebra. What we're going to do is we're going to make one of them r, the guy on the outside, and then this one's going to be whatever my big exponent is minus r. And again, I'm only interested in the x's. And so if I pull these down, it's going to be 6 to the x minus r. And then it's going to be x, well, -1 times r is -r. And keep in mind, when I multiply these two guys together, I'm going to add their exponents. But in this case, I want them to equal 2. So if I go ahead and subtract the 2 on the one side and get the r's on the other, I can find out that the r should be 2. And that's how that works. Thanks for watching. I hope that helped.